Asante sana Leila kwa taarifa hiyo ya heri. Shari hatutaki kabisa katika huu msimu, na tukizungumzia misimu wengi wanaelekea pwani. Sasa nikupeleke huko pwani ambapo kuna kituo na shirika hili kampuni ya iColo.io ambayo inahusika sana na masuala ya data na teknolojia inazindua kituo chake maalum katika ukanda huo ili kuweza kuhifadhi data za kukufaa wewe mteja ambaye unafanya biashara moja au nyingine mitandaoni. Na ili kupata mengi zaidi tujiunge na mwanahabari mwenza Brian George, ukipenda Brian G, akiwa kule Mombasa atupe mengi zaidi kuhusiana na kituo hiki. Brian.
Naam Lofty, na kupata kwa ufasaha kabisa. Meli imetua, shehena zimfika. Tuko Mombasa kushuhudia rasmi ufunguzi wa kituo hiki cha data. Takuwa naongea na afisa mkuu mtendaji katika kituo cha iColo, na hii ni kituo cha data cha pili ambacho wanakuwa wanazindua rasmi. Kwa hivyo allow me to switch over to English just to talk to him so that we are able to understand. Mr. Sharikel, good to see you. Congratulations on this launch. Why is a data center so important, particularly in doing business today?
You need data centers if you want to be on the internet. These days we are transforming digitally across the country, and everything we do is online. Without data centers, you don't have centers for power for the internet, and fundamentally everything starts and ends in data centers when people are online, people are purchasing things through M-Pesa. So it's a vital piece of digital infrastructure for any country that is moving into the new age.
Amazing. This is the second data center you're opening in Mombasa. So the question would be, why Mombasa? Why particularly this side and not anywhere else like Kitui or Turkana or the rest?
So the internet in Kenya starts in Mombasa. It comes from the undersea subsea cables that come in and land in the port city of Mombasa. So if you don't have adequate data center infrastructure here, the cables don't come. And if that doesn't come in, then we can't build out the further infrastructure in the country. So this is why we continue to invest in Mombasa to build infrastructure so we can welcome new cables that are coming in to service the region.
Amazing. So for a client who's viewing right now and is curious about what iColo is offering, what do you tell them?
So we do co-location, which is we offer power cooling for folks that want to bring racks into our data center. So we don't provide data bundles, or we don't provide server infrastructure. What we do is we provide infrastructure to put digital pieces of equipment, so like servers, racks, and so on and so forth. So whilst we don't sell directly to the consumers benefit directly from what we do with B2B customers like the mobile network operators. Very big banks bring their infrastructure to our building, and then we offer them the scale, as a result reducing cost, and hopefully some of that is passed back to the consumers.
Amazing. This is a huge investment, and as we were speaking earlier on, you told us that you're targeting, of course, the blue chip companies, the banks, and the telecommunication companies, but are there packages also for small and medium enterprises, the startups who also want to have these data centers? Do you have a package for them?
Absolutely. So we have, our large customers may take up to 50 racks, but we have single racks, we have quarter racks, we even go down to 3Us. A rack has 47 Us, so you could lease as little as 3Us, and it costs a few $100s a month. So yeah, we do customize to what the customer needs, and we don't make any differences between large customers, small customers. Every customer is very important for us.
All right. Lastly, as we close this live link, there is a lot of promise, particularly in the digital front right now. And of course, the new government is optimistic about what the digital economy may have for this particular country. What other opportunities are you seeing to venture into as a data center and of course, as infrastructure providers for businesses in the country?
So I think everything we do is going to become digital. So there's a digital footprint in everything we do. Everything we consume is also linked to some sort of digital asset. So for example, what we see with photographs, what we see with, what we read. Our daily lives are also sort of tracked digitally these days, with our M-Pesa transactions, Visa, etc. So I think anything to do with finance is going to be digital. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Anything to do with improvements in marketing and is online these days. Nobody really wants to put billboards out. Again, I think there's a huge opportunity there to provide skills and further. But I think the infrastructure for all of this is also very fiber to the homes, cross-country infrastructure for connecting different towns. It's a lot of opportunity actually for the government, but as well for all the entrepreneurs that want to do something a little bit different. We only have about 5.5 million people in Nairobi, about 1 million in Mombasa. The rest is in the rest of the country. They also deserve a better or deserve the same internet quality as we do in the cities. There you go.
Definitely. I know I said the last question, but I'm going to ask this one very last one for the moment. The last week we saw the Director for Communications Authority of Kenya, that is Mr. Ezra Chiloba, saying that they are introducing new regulations in the cloud computing space in the country. Have you been consulted as a private entity, and what are your sentiments on the importance of regulation in that sector, particularly as an IT player?
So I think we have been very lucky in Kenya that the regulators have been very forward-thinking in making announcements and changing the laws to reflect what happens globally. So I think that's generally what we are now beginning to see. We provide infrastructure, we don't necessarily play in the cloud space. So whilst we understand what is going on, we are not a direct stakeholder. Sure. For example, as a an Amazon or some of the other. However, because we provide the infrastructure for these parties, we are often asked about it. There is a very good framework in our, in the telecom bills that have been passed in the last many years. So I think that is what we are now building upon. And I think there is a lot of public discourse on this. Private sector is also involved in it. So I do think we will come up with a good solution. And, I think it will help us take the country forward.
All right. Many thanks, Mr. Ranjit.
My pleasure. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you so much. That's Mr. Ranjit Sherikel ambaye ni afisa mkuu mtendaji katika kituo hiki cha data iliyoko hapa jijini Mombasa. Ametueleza umuhimu wa kuhifadhi data katika mfumo huu wa kidijitali ambapo biashara zote zinaenda katika mfumo huo, na kweli ilikuwa tu ni mbinu tu za kuangalia jinsi ambayo miundo misingi katika mfumo wa kidijitali inaweza kutumika ili kuhifadhi na kunufaisha biashara zetu hapa nchini Kenya. Kwa hivyo nitakomea hapo. Lofty, kwako studio.
Asante sana Branji.